What you reading, Pops?
Well, Rigby, reading about ancient Carthage, a man named Hannibal. Ever heard of him?
Oh, the TV show?
Take a seat, Rigby. Well, Rigby, you can learn all about him in this super informative video.
Hi, my name is Hannibal, and I decided to do a draw of my life to show you my history. My father was Hamilcar Barca. He's one of the best generals ever to lead the Carthaginian army. He fought in the First Punic War and totally kicked butt. He wasn't afraid of anybody, and he knew just how to plan an attack. Those are his men, following him everywhere he went, and they don't have mouths. One day he met my mom. She was very pretty, and they fell in love. They ended up getting married, and next thing they knew, out came me. I had a small family. I had a sister who no one really cared about and no one cared about her name, and two brothers, Hasdrubal and Mago. The one thing I hated about being a kid was school. School was the worst. My math teacher, Mrs. Robinson, was horrible. She always gave out tons of homework, and I always thought she looked like a witch. What really started it all was the day my dad brought me to the temple. He took my arms and dipped them into the blood of the animal, and I said that as soon as age would permit, I would use fire and steel to arrest the destiny of Rome. Yeah, I know, big words, right? No, seriously, my life was devoted to destroying Rome. I started to train. I trained day and night with my father. I started lifting weights, and I started to get results. My muscles were huge. I started also working on my swordsmanship with my dad. It was really fun. I remember that I was always constantly asking my dad if I could go into battle with him. He always said no, but I always tried. It was worth a shot. My life was just starting to get on track, and I was becoming the man that I knew my father wanted me to be. I even started to grow a beard just like him. My dad was always at war. This time, he was leading the men of Carthage against the Romans. This was in the First Punic War. He'd always make jokes about how his hat looked super stupid. This war went on from 264 to 241 BC. I could only dream of being like my dad. Sadly, all men must die at some point, and my father died with honor. He ended up drowning in battle, fighting for the people he loved and the country he loved. Now, it was my time to shine. I had thousands and thousands of men behind me, and I was going to lead them on to victory. This was the start of the Second Punic War. Those are my men, and I'm leading them into battle, and they don't have mouths. Again. I had many war stories, and I have a lot of war journeys that I had. The one story that I'm most proud of is me and my men and my elephants crossing the Alps. If you didn't know, I loved my elephants, and they're a very useful tactic in war, actually. I brought my 37 war elephants and 94,000 men into the Alps. I only came out with a few elephants and 26,000 men, but we managed. It was bitter cold, and it definitely was not your average walk in the park. Making war elephants mad isn't the easiest thing in the world, and if you want them to kill somebody, it's even harder. So in order to get them all pumped up, we had to cut their ankles and give them alcohol. Do not mess with this ticked off elephant. The Battle of Tressamine was a very well-fought battle, and it ended up with us crushing the Romans. It was a very strategic battle around a lake, and it was one of my top favorites. Next came the Battle of Canai, and it was my very best strategical plan in my whole life. We had our long range in the back and our cavalry on our main sides. The Romans, much larger than us, were in 3 groups. We lured those Romans towards us in the middle. As they pushed in towards the middle, we surrounded them on all sides with our cavalry and our long range. They had no idea it was coming. After all those years of fighting, I was called back to my home in Carthage to help plan out defensive tactics and such. I loved war, but it felt good to go back home. The Carthaginian army ended up losing the Battle of Zama, and we felt the hurt of that one for months. Carthage was scarred deep, and it definitely fired the anger towards Rome that I had. I decided to take a break from fighting and killing. I decided to settle down and go into politics. It was actually kind of fun. I got to grow a goatee and put a suit on, and even put some pants on. I actually wasn't quite that bad of a leader. Those dang Romans saw how prosperous Carthage was becoming and demanded for my surrender. No way was I going to let them take me. So I traveled from city to city, and I ended up in Seleucia. The leader of Seleucia asked me for my help, and I helped lead in the Battle of the Eurymedon River. It was a naval battle, and I definitely could not lead the same as I could on land. We lost that battle, and I had to move on. I traveled to Labicia, and this is where my story comes to an end. The Romans were getting very close, and I was about to be taken captive. I've been saving a poison hidden in my ring for quite a long time. This poison could kill a man, and I had to drink it. I definitely didn't live the perfect life, but it was the life of a warrior.
Wet, like it's hard, like, I swear, so soon as age will permit, that I will use fire and steel to arrest the destiny of Rome. That's so hard, it's like,
This is great.
yeah, it's awkward.
Ah, dang. I hit your hand, sorry. Thomas will go like this, ready? I'll go like this. And then you... It's sinking!
Looking good. Go if I just do some sit-ups. You look like an idiot. You can't like.
I can't tilt it, it's so hard on an angle.
Okay, too hard.
Our
Two.
feet can't stay, they
Just do
fall.
2 sit-ups.
You can't do it, sit up.
What? You can't do a sit-up. Dude, oh dude. Oh, that sucks.
Okay.
Your sister's gonna be really mad. Yeah.
I am a warrior!